name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show, and thank you for joining us here this Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
Well, evening here. I don't know what it is where you are tuning in from. Tell us in the comments where you're tuning in from. We got, so far, I've been looking, people from all over the world watching us. So say hello to my producer, Mr. HP. And
get that out the way.
Oh, there you are.
Hey, everybody.
And then if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Maybe hit that red big button if you're watching on YouTube, or just like our page if you're watching on Facebook. You can find us both places twice a week.
Sure can.
Come on. And since we are live, we appreciate interaction throughout the show so we don't feel like we're just sitting here speaking to the camera equipment.
Yeah, say something.
So interact with us, please. Send us some comments, hearts, thumbs up, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
So hi, Wendy. Right back at ya. Today we have on the set, I had to put this Halloween quilt up because we are getting the fabric here really soon. It's the next Robin Pickens line, and it's coming really soon. It's got a panel, and this quilt is made from our panel mashup book.
Yeah.
It is Tutti Frutti.
Oh, Rudy.
Yes.
Tutti
Frutti.
Oh, Rudy.
And then behind you, sir.
Oh, sorry.
You're busy.
Sorry.
We have another Halloween quilt. Halloween-ish, I should say.
Halloweenish.
Just kind of the colors, a little bit.
Who's this? Kira?
This is Kira. Yeah,
Kira,
this
folks.
is Kira.
Kira.
One of the most bestsellers,
Yeah.
I have to say, as a single pattern. Been out actually almost 10 years.
Whoa.
I just found that out.
How about that?
I found that out as I was looking into things because I've been this whole weekend and starting last week, I hosted our Stripology certification for instructors. And it was a virtual certification. So we're going to have 9 new instructors joining the crew here shortly once they get through all their homework.
Whoa.
Yeah. But we were talking about Kira, and that's made me look it up when it actually came out. So it's 9 years this year. So it came out in 2015.
Whoa.
I know. No, 2017, sorry. 2017. Because it's 2026. I have to really think about years and dates these years. It just, everything goes by so fast. I hope I'm not alone in the world, forgetting how old I am or anybody else.
Yeah, it flies by.
It just flies by. Okay, so we, of course, encourage you to keep commenting throughout the show and stick around because I have a giveaway question at the end of the show that you can answer to be entered into our giveaway. And so our winner last week, I asked you a question, name a favorite book from childhood because, of course, we were talking about the Once Upon a Strip book that is coming from me and Terry in the fall, in early August. I'm hoping we will get to be shipping it in August. And the winner is...
Drum roll, please.
Leah Swartz. So Leah said her favorite was Green Eggs and Ham. Now that would be an interesting quilt to make like a green and
Does that mean it has to be
ham
green?
pink
Does it have
quilt.
to be green all the time?
I don't know. Green Eggs and Ham.
Sam I am.
That is really good. Of course, there is a Dr. Seuss quilt inspired in the book, one of them, but not Green Eggs and Ham. That's not one. But of course, I think we could have a sequel after a sequel after a sequel because I was a reader, Terry was a reader. We have so much to be inspired by. So it was really a fun process. But we'll talk a little bit more about the book a little later. But let's dive into my tip of the day. Every Tuesday, I have a tip of the day for you guys. And this time, I finally did this. During our virtual retreat back in March, I got this little tip from one of our attendees, So one of our viewers, and really just didn't really get the tool that she suggested until recently. And boy, oh boy, has it changed the way I quilt. It really has. It has really helped me with this one situation. One of those things, as you gracefully age, your eyes aren't always 100% on par in any light. I tend to have...
Get you some of these.
Oh.
Glasses.
Well, I get that too. But I have such a, and you know this because you make fun of me every time, I have such a hard time when it gets dark. Like, I am freaking blind as a bat when it gets dark.
I would never make fun of you.
Now when I'm sewing at night, my eyes have to really, really adjust. Yeah. And so this is one of my tricks now that helps me sew at night. So let's just look at the tip. Look at the tip.
Here we go.
Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, home of the Stripology ruler. Now I've got a tip for you today whenever you're working with really light fabrics in quilts. We use those a lot for backgrounds, and I have made so many quilts using those beautiful light backgrounds to stand out in my quilts. One of the things that happen when you have fabrics that are really, really light and they just have a faint pattern, or maybe they're a white on white pattern, you are sometimes not sure which side is the right side when you're piecing and you're really trying to look at it. And guess what happens? Happens to me all the time. As I have the whole quilt finished, I notice that I have turned one of the fabrics wrong side up. So I can tell if I look really closely in my quilt that the wrong side is actually showing in some of my pieces. Now, does it really matter? To me, I'm not too picky about it. But I received this tip from one of our viewers at our virtual retreat, and I really wanted to share it because, of course, I tested the theory. Get yourself a little mini blacklight flashlight and use that at your sewing machine. If you're working with anything that is a white on white, you can just turn it on and look at the fabric, and you'll very easily see which side the print is on. So have it right by your machine as you're sewing. Now, it's really hard to actually show you this on camera because we got lights. So we're gonna have to turn the lights off for me to actually show this to you on the camera. So let's do it. So I'm working with this white fabric. It's a white on white. There's got little dots on it on one side. Obviously the other side, they look very, very similar to the eye. Depending on the lighting in my sewing room, I have a hard time seeing that. So my little black light flashlight, you can see that as I put it on here, you will see the dots. And I show you up close. Here, I can see the dots. But if I flip it over, no dots. So no matter what kind of fabrics you're working with, see here we have the dots. Here you see the texture of the white on white. There's just a little texture. This is going to be so helpful for so many projects for me going forward. As you can see, great texture. This way you see no change. That little mini flashlight can really help. All right, so of course you don't have to be in the dark to use this. We just had to turn the lights off.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about that.
You have to turn the lights off for us to be able to capture it on camera, to
Yeah.
show you guys. But you know how even in bright light, it's hard you flip the thing over and you're like, which side is the right side? This one takes care of that immediately. You see it immediately. I don't think you can see it. Nope, it's not gonna show up on camera, but I see it very clearly between the two sides.
Awesome.
So
where can you get
beautiful thing. And I think it was Kay that gave me that trick, and
where do you get that black light at?
Oh, online for like $6. It's worth it. I don't know for what else. unless you become a detective, you can use this for. But I mean, might not want to put it on surfaces. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it works really well to figure out which side of the fabric is the right side if you're working with white on whites and kind of a hard to see the difference kind of fabrics.
Awesome.
All right. A lot of folks are saying they need one of these. I'm telling you.
Get you one of them.
It's the little things. Sometimes the little things that can help us that really can make a difference in what you're doing. So I appreciate that because I have to sometimes really sew into the evenings and it's just getting harder and harder. But now I'm excited.
Good work.
All right. Lots of things happening at GE, of course. Always. One of the things, we have now 5 different subscription clubs. Of course, the first shipment of our wide back club went out earlier. Well, it was last week. And now this week, tomorrow, our Shades Club ships. And this Shades Club, this is kind of meant to be an inspiration for you using different types of backgrounds. So every 3 months, so it's a quarterly subscription, ships the month after Bundle Club, you get a shipment. This is, of course, just a prop. It's not the actual fabric you're getting this month. But we give you 3 different options, light, medium, dark, for backgrounds. We do carry all of these fabrics in basics, and we are committed to carrying them as long as they are available by the fabric companies. We show you 3 different quilts where this is used as a background. These fabrics are used as a background. We talk about them. We talk about the hue of each of them and what they do to other fabrics, how they can make other fabrics shine. And so it's a great lesson in, getting out of your same rut of using the same fabrics for your backgrounds. Get a little texture in there. So they're all going to be tone on tones. They're all going to be neutrals. It's just a yard. But everybody that's a subscriber gets a coupon for 3 yards of those same fabrics. So if you like them, you can stock up and have something ready because we are committed to carrying them. So we all know sometimes we decide to make a larger quilt than we anticipated, or we make a little boo-boo, we need a little bit more. So these are for sure going to be carried until they are not available anymore from the manufacturer. So we're excited about that. So this one is coming, the next one's coming, shipping tomorrow. And so I'll be showing you our inspirations here in about a week or so. All right?
Awesome.
If you have any questions on Shades Club, you can always join the club. So it's only 4 shipments a year. It's shipping in May, and then the next one is going to be in August, November, and then March. No, February. February. I did the math wrong there. So it's a great program. People love it, especially if you do a lot of quilting, and we need backgrounds all the time. Gets you out of your little bit of a rut. Some people are just so stuck in having like a white background for everything. We, of course, know that variety is the best. At least that's what I love. And sometimes certain fabrics don't really do well on just a white background. You need a little bit of a nuance. You need a little bit of a different tone. And sometimes putting a dark background to something is going to really make it pop. So just a little fun that gets into your mailbox 4 times a year.
Sure enough.
Okay, let's talk about the new book coming. So this is the talk of the town. I've been hearing. So Once Upon a Strip, we introduced this book at H&H in Chicago. This is what I've been working on alongside my good friend Terry Atkinson this past few months. We've been having so much fun, and we wrote 16 patterns for the book that are included in the book. It's called Once Upon a Strip, which means all of the patterns are strip friendly, so 2.5-inch strips. And the yardage is given in strips or fat quarters, quarter yards, half yards. So you can use yardage, you can use fat quarters for most of them. Sometimes you need a background, sometimes you need an accent fabric, sometimes it's just stripped, so you can really dive into your stash and work through this book and have such a good time. Also, reading about every inspiration, because every quilt is named after a character from some of our favorite children's books. We were both big readers, so we have our favorite books. So we have the characters that inspired us, but also the ones that inspired, or the characters from the favorite books of our children, the books that we read for them. And now I think there's even one or two that we are reading to my grandchildren. So it's special, and it was a really fun theme to kind of dive into. So I'm sure you'll recognize the book. So I thought, what do you think? Even though we showed this past couple of shows, should we show you guys one more time so you can see all the quilts in the book? Because there's 16.
Sure, why not?
But there's 2 bonus ones if you pre-order the book.
Okay.
But let's just start with going really quickly through the books. We're starting with the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Even though this one comes from Terry's brain, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was Geasley's favorite book. And he was reading that when he was way too young to be reading anything like that. He loved it, and this quilt is named after Aslan, which is the lion. And so that was a great one. And so I just love that we have books that we both can relate to. And so that's really awesome. Next one, Calvin and Hobbes. Here is Calvin. And we are going to capture those stories behind the titles and stories behind the stories, of course, in the book as well. Charlotte's Web, one of the first books I remember reading for my kids after we moved to the States. And look at that Charlotte quilt. Has a little woven effect on it and a really cute dog on it. Corduroy was one of Terry's favorite books to read for her kids. And there's the corduroy quilt. There's a story behind why the quilt looks like that, because it relates to the story, and I think that's awesome. Now, then you're going to see some books that maybe the words don't make sense as in the title, because this is the Icelandic version of this book called Emil, a very well-known Scandinavian author called Astrid Lindgren, and one of my favorite characters by her. So this is, of course, needs to be a very Scandinavian-looking quilt. Harold and the Purple Crayon, another great book. And here is Harold the quilt, drawing his world with a crayon. Love that. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat was the inspiration behind this quilt. And I think we don't really have to explain it because it would make an awesome coat, wouldn't it? That quilt. Let's go. This one is also going to be a little tricky for you to try to read the title, but the top of the title is the name of the quilt. Lily is a mouse that lives in the Hakkepakkeskoven, I think it is. It's a Norwegian author, and this is something we grew up with. This is something that's very rooted in my family. Lily is a climbing mouse. Yeah, and so
beautiful. You
can climb up that quilt. This title, you probably recognize this cover. I named the quilt after Pippi, of course, but in Icelandic. So the name of the quilt is Lina instead of Pippi, because I have a quilt called Pippa, and I didn't want to cause confusion. So Lina, there's Lina. Super fun, there's lots of different options for layouts for that one. And then we have Lorax, one of my daughter's faves. Lorax quilt had to be taken in the woods, of course, if you know the story. Love that. Madeline, who read Madeline as a child? That's one of Terry's, and a really cool quilt, fun to do. We have 2 different colorways of this quilt in the book, and both are awesome. Nancy Drew, that's a series that I think a lot of young girls grew up with. in the States. Didn't make it to Iceland when because I knew this would have been my go-to. Nancy, the quilt is right there. Love that one. Then we have Peter from, of course, the classic, The Tale of Peter Rabbit. That's a really fun quilt to make, easy and fast. You can do it with different backgrounds. Now, this is probably my favorite and most inspiring book as a child. Ronja, another Astrid Lindgren. So it had to be kind of a Scandinavian-looking quilt. I have 2 versions of that quilt because I had to make the bigger one to make more stars, just for the impact. And then we have Tintin. Maybe not a classic book that girls would read. This is a French author, but it's a picture book that my cousins had and loved. So guess what? I was hanging out with the boys, so I read all those books, and I thought the adventures were so fun. And then we have The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And I couldn't name it Dorothy. I had to name it Toto because that's probably one of my favorite characters. And I love that name. So this is Toto. So that's the 16 quilts in the book. However, if you do pre-order the book, you will receive 2 of the patterns that didn't make it into the book because we kept going. We had to edit. And one of them was inspired by Cinderella. Cinderella was my daughter's favorite princess, and there is Erla. So this will be a single pattern, but free if you pre-order the book. And then the other one is called Sophia, inspired by another Norwegian playwright and author. I'll tell you the story behind this one, but this is another fun one. You see those 3 squares kind of connecting? Yes, in that book or that play, it's a play also, you see there are 3 robbers that are the main characters. So those 2 patterns will be delivered in your account on June 15th. So we will send you an email once those patterns are ready. And this is actually the same for if you pre-order this book at a local quilt shop that it has contacted us. You will also receive those same patterns. They will have those patterns. So check that out. And yes, who's excited for some strip action this year, later this year? Are any of the Scandinavian books in translation? Yes. And let me tell you what. I mean, I think a lot of quilters are also readers. I am still a reader. I don't have much time to actually read books, but I listen to books, audiobooks all the time. I love it. And I don't know, I go through probably, it can be anywhere between 6 and 15 books in a month. I know, it's a lot. But there's been some ideas of maybe putting together a little book club alongside the release of the book. Of course, there will be a class club, maybe a strip club sort of thing. But so I'm sure if you're a reader, you'd be thrilled to maybe we could go back. I would love it. Go back and read some of these books again. And especially the ones that we can maybe read to a certain little person. Love that.
Awesome.
Very excited. Oh, Tintin is a classic in Nancy's house. That's interesting. I have not seen much of that in the States, so I'm excited to hear that, Nancy. Thank you for telling me that. Oh, Rachel says too, Tintin is a favorite. I love that. Diane says Lily the quilt is her favorite. Now you got to learn the story behind Lily. That's exciting. So that's great. Everybody said, many of you have ordered already, so we appreciate that. Thank you so much. So that is, if you have any other questions about the book or how to pre-order, should be on the top of our website, and we will, we will ship it as soon as we get it from the printer, which is anticipated in August. That is the plan. All right, I have some great fabric for you. If you didn't catch the hint, it's Halloween. Yes, it's this time of year where we're getting all the seasonal stuff. Normally the Halloween stuff arrives first, and then the Christmas stuff follows or it's already coming. We already had a couple of lines deliver. So I have one for you to show you, and it's got a really cute panel. So this one is called Haunted Hollow. This is a panel. Panel is not in the bundle. I just wanted to show you the scale, but let's put up the whole panel so they can see it. This is the top half. It's a 1 yard panel, so 36 inches wide. And then we have, always like to show it so you can see the scale and the details. And then here I have the bottom of it, those fun jack-o'-lanterns. And yeah, so the panel is sold separately. You see it? Isn't that fun? And then I have a bundle that goes with it. It is a 10-piece bundle and pretty classic. I love the little vintage feel. So look at this vintage. This is actually by Patrick Lowe's for his division of Northcutt Fabrics. So, and he loves to do some vintage stuff. I mean, these images are really reminiscent of some vintage Halloween things, isn't it? I love it. But I just love the color. I always love a real classic colorway of the oranges and the blacks. And so this one has different hues of the orange. I love that this one has just a little bit lighter, more golden tone to it. And then we have, and this one is like not too juvenile. We have some adult stuff, like little skulls. And this really mix of these feathers and leaves there. We have a couple of lighter fabrics that are great tonals. So this is just this like spatter with the different tones of orange in it. And then we have this cream and black drawing of all the Halloween candies. How fun is that? We have some lollipops, bonbons, all kinds of things. And an awesome on-point check, but I love the little texture on it. So it's like a little vintage, a little distressed. We have a line drawing on black pumpkins. So going into the more darker tones here. Another black background with these really cool stars. And these are not pure white. They're a little bit light grayish, taupey, cream colored. And then two more here. We have another really a cool, more traditional scroll, but it really resonates with this print. So I like that there's just a little bit of orange in it. It softens it a little bit, so it's not too dark. And then we finish just with a great black texture with some gray. It almost looks like a painted canvas, just with that texture in it, like a canvas texture. So this is the collection. The bundle, it's 10 pieces. And so here is my pull for coordinates. Had some fun with this. So started with just grunge russet orange. It has all the tones of orange, just a little bit of that brighter red, but it works well with these different hues of orange. And then a little bit lighter, I went with dry brush in the persimmon. It's a perfect match with this orange hue. And then I went one more lighter. This is crimp in the ember. Resonates more with this lighter golden tone, and it's a little more subtle. Going into the black, I have glaze in the ink. So it has that white specks, a little bit of gray in it. So I like that it stands out and mixes in, so it's not gonna stand out too hard. And then I went with a little bit of a charcoal, not pure black. This is Magic Dot in the charcoal, but you can see that it has the gray and the white dot, and it will just blend more naturally. And then I chose a gray. This is Hema in the Pebbles Shark, because this tone of gray has a little bit of that bluish, reddish blue undertone, and I think it looks great. In here, it would mix without being a standout. For the light tones, So a little bit of a grayish cream. This is Bumbleberry's cream. It has a little bit of a more cooler tone to it than a normal cream, not so yellow. And this print works really well also. Grass cloth cottons in the pearl, because it has a little bit of that light gray. So you can see how great it looks with those light colors in here. For a little bit of low volume fun, I pulled this one. This is Sparkle Elements in the Ashen. It has the little stars in it, both in the taupe and the black and the gray. So anything with a little print is always going to mix well and feel right at home in a line if you need to add to it. And then I also love this Swiss dot, Halloween white, orange and black dots in a really regular pattern. How fun is that? We're here. Now, I know you think I might be crazy, but I love a good, if you were going to do a pattern that needs a standout color that is not in here, you could use everything in there. What color would you choose to make it stand out? Because really in the collection, these are the only 3 colors going on. So I thought maybe a nice deep amethyst would be great. This is Surface
That looks
Design.
great. That's not crazy.
Eggplant. No,
That's
I
cool.
know. It's Halloween, so purple looks great with it.
Yeah.
Look how cool that would be as, you know, look for like an Amelie and throw in the accent. Something like that would be really cool. So this is Haunted Hollow. I picked out a wide back for it. Of course, kind of moody. This is Reef in the black, but it has different tones of gray and black in it. Would work great as a fun backing for the Haunted Hollow. Of course, check out the panel mashup book for some inspiration to use that panel with it. And so this is Haunted Hollow by Patrick Lowe's for Northcott Fabrics. I also have something else for you. You know, we've been, working our way through the panel mashup book and offering up some kits for some of the great things we get in, some of the great fabrics. So we just put together a new kit for one of the quilts in the book. It is the Lovely Day quilt, which has been a popular one. So here's the quilt, and I really am in love with this. So the kit will have everything you need for the top and the binding. It does not include the book, so many of you have been working your way through the book already and have it, so we purposely didn't include it if you already have it. And we are going to be continuing on in, offering kits from this book. But here's the bundle, and we have a little photo to show you, but let's show them the panel just up front. I just love this panel. It is a soup pen panel. I love the colors, I love the texture, very artsy, so it's gonna really kind of resonate with any art lover. The quilt, let me show you the size of the quilt and where it is in the book. It is right here. Lovely Day, it's 74 by 80. So here's the difference. So very cool, this one with the purple background. I just absolutely love how it turned out. And yeah, so that is available. We don't have a whole lot, but a great option if you wanted to snatch up the kit and find a backing that works with it. Here's a great option. I know it's wild, but it matches perfectly. It's the Gradients Euphoria in the rainbow color. So cool. I really love that. So check out the new Lovely Day kit from Wings of Wonder is the name of the panel. Wings of Wonder. And we used some of the fabrics from the collection and then built around it with some basics. So that is our show today. I hope you enjoyed looking back through the book. Any questions from anybody?
That's it? Really?
That's it. Yeah. That's all we have today.
Okay.
Wait till Friday. We got lots of stuff going on. Oh, people are still talking about Tintin. I love that.
Okay.
I love that. I thought that would be not so well known in the States for some reason. But anyways, I have a giveaway question. So the giveaway question is this one. And I think it's funny. What's the best excuse for being late that you've heard or used? I'm not creative enough for excuses. I'm too freaking honest.
What's a good one?
I can't tell a good lie. What I could kind of see you having some excuses, although you probably are never late. That is one thing.
Listen, I don't play with being late.
I mean, you were raised in the camp of Prince, and so
you be late, you get fired.
You get fired if you're late.
What happened? Why was you late? Okay.
I know.
Go back to doing that.
No mercy there. No mercy there.
My cat stole my homework.
Well, the dog ate my homework. I've heard that, and I always thought about that, and I wish I had the dog when I was little, but I always had my homework done anyway.
Well, you're a boss. What kind of excuses have you heard, boss?
I'm not going to be calling out people.
You don't call people out?
Isn't it interesting that, every time somebody's late, they have an excuse. There's an excuse.
You can't argue it. What are you going to say? It was a detour.
Well, here's the thing. You just have to account for the unexpected all the time. All the time.
My kids, what happened was my kids had to go to the doctor.
I mean, there are some funny things that happen. I mean, what are people saying? I get busy watching paint dry. No, that's interesting.
There's some good ones.
I got stuck behind a tractor. I've heard that. I've heard there was a train, so I'm late because there was a train.
Well,
I'm like, those are the things, if you commute, you have to, attest for it. I use my husband. That's a good one. I can't use him because he's never late.
This is always good. No, you can't use me.
No, there's no way. My dog was having puppies. Oh, well, what if you have a boy dog? He was having puppies.
He was having puppies too.
And needed to go deliver. I had a deer in the canyon. Oh, this is a true story, Pam says. Pamela, she hit a deer in the canyon.
What's this one? I got my hairbrush stuck in my hair. And
another one was there as a longhorse deer in my front yard. Both true stories.
Listen, I'm late because I'm not early. That's just it.
Yeah.
Period.
Because I screwed up. I'm late.
Some people are just.
I didn't leave in time.
Some people are just late all the time.
I hit a bird.
Drives me crazy.
Well, all kinds of car trouble is, of course.
Listen, you know what? I can't be late because we have a show. We have a show to do.
Start. Yeah, we have to start on time.
We have to be 5 minutes early.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys will get really upset with us.
Do you think they know how early we start prepping for this show, for the live show?
Who cares? Just be on time.
What happened today that I was early? I was ready an hour early by accident.
That was funny.
That was great.
All right,
I actually loved having an extra hour.
You have an hour and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
I loved it.
That was awesome.
Anyways, these are great excuses. I have some good fun reading all of your answers. And I have some good laughs.
Open.
We will. Oh, that has happened to me. That has happened to me. So I had to muscle the thing up.
And what do you do? It's called a quick release.
I know. I had to muscle it up in 30 below temperatures.
Back in the day, they were really heavy. Sorry.
All right. Let's focus.
Focus.
There are 2 more shows this week, everybody. There is a Perfect Pair show this week. May 21st, this coming Thursday at 9:30. Nancy and Michael will be chilling with you on Thursday morning, showing you some great new stuff and their favorite things, talking about all things quilting. Awesome. And then Friday, we'll be back here at 12 Central on May 22nd.
Awesome.
And then it's Memorial Day weekend here in the States, so be safe this weekend and join us again a week from today, May 26th. At 4 p.m. Central.
Well, what had happened is the Wi-Fi was not working. I'm sorry. That does happen.
That does happen.
I better not jinx us. Wait. I'm not gonna say
Well, the Tuesday show, that didn't happen when we were at the show. We actually had tech issues because stuff wouldn't turn on back in the studio. So we had no chance but
we weren't
to
late.
cancel.
We just didn't have the show.
No. It just wouldn't turn on. There's something wouldn't turn on. I'm not techie enough to tell you what it was.
There's gremlins.
Gremlins. But thank you all for joining us tonight. No gremlins, but I'm going to have good fun reading through all your late excuses. And maybe I'll remember some. Probably not, but when I need it. But thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Sunrise shining through my sewing room, coffee brewing, fabric in bloom, stacks of color lined up clean, living out that GE dream. Rulers and steady hands, turning yardage into plans from Minnesota down to the seas. We're stitching joy with GE.